Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to teach you how to make this perfect piping. As you can see in this picture, the piping is so perfect. There are no rumples on it and everything is just clean and presentable. So let's get into it. Right. So the first thing you want to do is when you get your fabric, the first thing you want to do is to cut the material, and you don't cut it straight, you cut it diagonally. And by diagonally I mean you don't cut it horizontally or vertically, you cut it diagonally. And the reason why we cut it diagonally is because it gives room for the material stretches when you cut it diagonally. You get, and you see it stretch, and so it gives room for the material to bend and follow the neck around perfectly. So when you fold your material diagonally, you iron it and make sure that it's completely flat. Yeah. And so after that, you are going to measure 1/3, that is 1.75. So now at this point it depends on the size of how fat you want your piping to be. However, I always recommend that you should make it as slim as possible, because I've noticed over years that the slimmer your piping is, the finer it is and the clean it is. When it's fat, it gives you problem at the end of the day too. Even though you've done a good job, it's going to look somehow. So just make it slim. Alright, and then you make it it should be longer, bigger than your neck. If your neck is 17, you should cut it like 23 or so. You get, like the one in this video now. You get. So the next thing, you can see how it stretches now because I've cut it diagonally. If I cut it straight, it's not going to be this stretch. It's not going to be this stretchy, right? And you can see how it's the fact that I cut it diagonally, it gives room for folding. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is go to your machine and you are going to sew them together so that it doesn't shift when you are sewing it. You get, so you are going to sew it straight with a loose stitch just to keep them together. Alright, so after, the next thing you want to do now is to trim it. Yeah, so you trim it, and then you go to your table and iron it. Make sure they are flat. You don't get any rumples. Make sure they are completely flat. Alright, like take your time and iron it. This part is important. No need to rush. Just take your time and iron it. Make sure everywhere is flat, completely flat. Alright, so you keep it aside. Now the next thing you want to do is you are going to get the material you are going to use as your back landing. Alright, so that the part you see when you are presenting the clothes. Alright, so you are going to get in this instance, in this example or in this tutorial, I'm using a coffee brown because it complements sky blue very well. So you carry the back pattern and just arrange it on it, just as I'm doing in the picture. Okay, first of all, just make sure that the downside is straight. It's completely straight. So you arrange it just like I'm doing in the video right now. Make sure the edges aligns, and then you use your scissors and just follow it around, just tracing the back pattern. Alright, so when you are done now, you just open it and you place the brown on it or whatever. Okay, first of all, you iron out this to remove this line. I got this line while I was cutting the clothes. So you arrange it, and I'm going to, in another video, I'm going to show you how to cut the perfect native. Alright, so the next thing you want to do now is to gum the shoulder part using your hemming gum. Alright, use your hemming gum to gum the shoulder part together. As you can see, as I'm doing it, you gum it together. There are different methods of doing this, but for the sake of this tutorial, it's a new trend. So let me just teach you alongside the piping. So you iron it to gum it together. Make sure it's ironed very well and it's gum. Then you iron the other part too. Guys, please subscribe to my channel. It's a new channel, so you subscribing will go a long way for me. And this is just to encourage me so that I keep doing good videos for you. I have a lot to give, I have a lot to teach. So please just subscribe, turn on the notification bell, tell your friends about this channel. And I promise to keep giving you good videos, educative videos. So you still use your hemming gum and you gum the back pattern, the downside of the back pattern too. Mind you, this is the inside, right? This is the inside. So yeah, you gum it as well. So in another video, I'm just going to take out time and explain to you how I cut my native. I've seen videos, I've seen pictures of natives where the shoulder, not the shoulder now, the chest part is somehow folding. I'm going to show you how to cut a perfect neck, a perfect native. Right now, if you have a label, this is the point where you put your label. I don't usually sew my label. I use hemming gum still to gum it. Like the hemming gum is reliable, so reliable, provided you gum it very well. So you can see, I'm sure by now you have an idea of what I'm doing. So you are going to use your hemming gum to gum your label to your clothes. Like when you're using hemming gum, no need to rush. Make sure it's completely gum. So as you can see, you just arrange your hemming gum, put your label on it, and use your iron to press it. And by the way, if you need a connect on where to make your woven labels, you can just hit me up. Just comment under this video and I'll get in contact with you and give you a direction on how to make your woven labels. They are very good quality, and it's quite affordable, as you can see. So this is my front pattern now. What I want to do now is I'm going to weave both shoulders, the front pattern shoulder and the back pattern shoulder. I'm going to weave them. Alright, but before I do that, I'm going to gum the front pattern. Okay, this white stuff is called hair stain. I don't know what you call it, but hair stain is used mostly for sewing suits. What it does is it improves the quality of your fabric. So I want the fabric around the chest side to be thick. Alright, so I'm going to gum the hair stain on it just to improve the quality. Yeah, so I'll use my iron to gum it right now, as you can see. Then I'll go and weave both shoulders, the front shoulder and the back shoulder. I'm going to weave it. Alright, so as you can see, I've woven both shoulders. The next thing I want to do is to join the back to the front, the back pattern to the front pattern, to join them through the shoulders. And like I said, there are different methods of doing this. There's a way I can do it and I will hide the shoulder. You will not see. There will be no need for me to weave it. There's a way to hide it, but because of I'm just trying to make, it's a style I'm trying to do, right? It's a new pattern that I'm trying to show you guys. So in this way, I'm going to weave the shoulder so that, okay, I've woven the shoulder, so I'm going to sew them together. And then next thing I want to do is to press it open, press it like so. Yeah, so I'll use my iron to open it. So you can see what we are making good progress and it's looking fine already. It's looking so beautiful already. So I've had people asking me to make to teach them how to make suits. That is not a problem. In due time I'm going to teach you how to make a suit. Alright, so you see the next thing you want to do is to open the chest depending on the depth you want. Now I'm fast forwarding this process of putting the inner cape because that's not what the tutorials are about, but in my next videos I'm probably going to show you how to put the flap. So as you can see, I've put my inner flap, I've ironed it. Now this is where we go to the main point, which is the piping properly. So at this point, please pay attention, right? Now, the next thing I want to do, if you notice, the front pattern is just a single material, while the back pattern is two fabrics, that is the sky blue and the brown. Now what I want to do is to sew them together. The mistake most people do is they just start piping without sewing them together. That way your piping might be neat, but then the back wouldn't balance very well. So what you want to do is to sew your back landing and the main fabric, right? In my case, the coffee brown and the sky blue. So I'm sewing them together, as you can see. And that way, when I'm piping, the material is not going to shift because they are held together by a loose stitch. So as you can see, I've sewn them together, so they are not going to shift even when I'm doing my piping, right? So I'm going to trim the excess fabric that came out from the shoulder after I open pressed it. And this is the interesting part. You carry your fabric, the one you cut, the first thing you did, the diagonal material you cut. I'm so sorry, my phone has been ringing. Alright. So this is the part you need to pay attention. Pay very, very close attention here. Now what you are sewing shouldn't be up to half. It should be like 0.4, not up to 0.5, not up to half of an inch. And as you are sewing it, you have to pay very, very close attention that the material you are sewing shouldn't exceed your neck and it shouldn't go below your neck. It should be just exactly on the neck, where the neck stops, and your stitch shouldn't be more than, it shouldn't be up to half. Well, worst case scenario, it should be 0.5 inch. It shouldn't be up to half of an inch. Alright, so you sew it gently, no need to rush, take your time and sew it round, as you can see in the video. So let me just forward it. Alright, so when you get to the end, you're going to cut it, the excess material. Instead of cutting it exactly at where it stops, you give like 1 inch, then you fold it going backward a bit down, and you sew it past it. Then you carry the other edge of your piping, fold it and take your diagonal material, take it under, and don't over press it, don't over fold it inside. Sorry, my phone has been ringing. So you sew the tip gently, no need to rush, and don't stretch the material, don't draw it. Like just follow the flow of the neck. Just follow it gently. Then you pull out the piping from the other end and sew it and extend it like that. And then you bring the other end again. Gently so that your thread wouldn't cut. There you go. So you bring the other end again, and this time around you're going to sew the tip at the top. Just take it gently. Just sew the tip round. And just like I said, don't stretch the neck. Just follow the flow of the neck. Don't stretch it. Just take your time. Now it depends on how many stitches you want. I want mine to have 4 stitches. This is the third one I'm sewing. So this is beautiful. The next thing I want to do now, as you can see, we already have our 3 lines. Now the next line I'm about to do is just to beautify it. It's going to be below the piping, a little bit below the piping. The way you get to the neck, you stop and then you come down. Then you turn it and sew the other part of the shoulder line. When you get just above the piping, you pause and turn, and then continue your neck just below the piping. So like I was saying, this is a new channel, and of course I'm teaching you for free. I'm putting in my energy and stuff. So I would really love it if you subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a new video, you'll be the first to watch it. And please don't forget to ask questions in the comment box. I'll be there to reply you. And please share my channel. I promise as soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a suit from the cutting till the end. I promise, as soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers. Alright, now we are done with our piping. Now this is the next part is in my opinion, the most important part of piping. You might have done everything right. The next part, if you don't do it right, everything will be useless. How to iron the neck. That is the next part now. So we'll go to the table, to the ironing table, and go and iron it. So just pay close attention to this part again. So now what you want to do is you're going to sprinkle water. Make sure your table is not dirty, because if it's dirty and you're sewing a bright colored fabric, when your table is dirty, it's going to stain it, and the stain you might get from the table might not be able to go off even when you wash it. So what you want to do now is you are going to iron it like so. This part is very important. You sprinkle water and then you don't iron direct. You put a fabric on it and then you iron it so that you stop the contact between your iron and the fabric because you sprinkled water. Now on this part you arrange the neck and then you iron it. As you can see, this part is now so fine and beautiful. So if you don't get this ironing properly, it is going to spoil the whole work you've done. So this is the most important part of piping. This is the most important part of piping. And your first piping might not be neat, but it gets better with time, with practice. So just keep practicing. And you can see the other side too is also neat. So basically, the reason why you see, if I hadn't covered it now, all those things that is on the fabric would have been on your clothes, and it will be unprofessional of that. So whenever you're ironing your piping, use a fabric to prevent the irons from touching the neck directly. Alright. So basically that's just how to pipe. Is this easy? Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, comment and suggest what you want me to teach in the comment section. And please join my Telegram channel where you can ask me questions and I'll be there to answer you. If you have any trouble, ask questions and I'll be there to answer you. So that's it. As you can see, our piping is clean and beautiful. So by the way, that's my label name, Vinci Clothings. You can follow me up on Instagram. So that's it. The next thing is to put my flap. Thank you so much for your time. See you another time.